We are at the GIBS 2024 Beyond Banking Conference, and you can't have a conference about banking without looking at regulation and our regulatory outlook. And we've just wrapped up that panel. So I'm joined now by Bongiwe Kunene, who is the Managing Director of BASA, the Banking Association of South Africa. Bongi, thank you so much for making time to talk to us.
Thank you.
So one of the questions that was raised, and I think it's great to raise it now for our audience online, was what are some of the big regulatory initiatives that are coming out in the next couple of years that South African banks will need to contend with?
So there are many categories. I'll start with the one where we are in an environment in South Africa where our policy, the big policy, is Twin Peaks. And part of the Twin Peaks has got big elements of consumer protection. So on the consumer protection side, we have made major strides. We started with know your client, treat your clients fairly, and because of anti-money laundering and the concern about terrorist financing, the regulatory changes that we're anticipating on consumer protection will cover the spheres of do you know your clients to such an extent that you know the beneficial owner and you know where this money will end and you know how that money was originated. So it's big. In a sense that it's putting us on the road to being internationally compatible with the best in the world, but it also gives us challenges where you've got ecosystems, where you have a system within a system. We have a very well developed formal financial system, but when it comes to cross-border flows, there still are remnants of flows that go through parallel systems. I did mention the Hawala system, which relies on knowledge garnered over years in terms of families, in terms of villages, in terms of intermarriages, and so on. And that is something that if it is regulated and it's got an impact on banks, we really have to gear up and try to understand how do you get into the informal system as a formal banking system.
Yes.
Yeah. Then the other one is on the new developments. So for example, crypto and other currencies. I think what concerns us with regulation that would come at that level is movement from local currency, which is backed by a sovereign fiat, to digital currencies, which are value systems and not necessarily linked in a perfect way with the sovereign fiat.
Yes.
So when you get regulation in that regard, we are looking forward to lots of research on how that's going to be done exactly.
Yeah, I think there's a definite need to use the benefits that cryptocurrency provides and digital currencies, but bring it into the safety of regulation and, like you said, treating your customer fairly, knowing your customer, all important elements that have to be applied to new advances like cryptocurrency. Bongi, thank you so much for making the time to chat with us, and hopefully we see you next year.
Thank you.